Yeah.
To dive into this, I'm curious about it because I'm a recent discovery of the information. What's going on with this Fringe comic you're writing?
My portion of it is done, but they did, in the first season, they did like a pre-season 1 anthology of Walter and William Bell's life together, or some of their stories together. And then I don't think we did one in the second season, and in the third season they did sort of the anthology was like the idea of being Fringe B-sides, like Fringe cases happening outside of our team. But this year, when we got to, they've offered me the chance to write one of them, and then I pitched them this idea, which was the bridging moment, like what happened, like at the end of last season, where did Peter go? And since it was such a big story, they allowed me not to do one, but do 3 of the 6. So I got to, it was awesome. It was so much fun. Yeah, it was great.
And was there anything that was in the comic that you kind of wished you could have physically acted out?
I don't know. Have you read the comic?
No,
I went big.
It yet.
It was like the $300 million movie version of Fringe in the comic book.
What is the feel? I'm sorry, go. Is that right? I'm just. This has been my recurring question. I'm just wondering, what is the feeling on set on the possibility that this is the end? All this talk of ratings and all that. In your mind, what sort of thing?
Well, the feeling on set doesn't change very much. You know, the uncertainty. You don't work any less hard. The hours don't become shorter or longer. We have known for such a very long time that we are on the bubble. I mean, we were on the bubble last year. We're on the bubble again this year. That maybe we've just gotten used to it, but I don't think anybody. Has it sapped the morale of the crew? Not really, and it still feels like the guys have. I mean, I don't know what the last story is. We haven't got that script yet, but it still feels like the guys have set themselves up to be able to either finish the whole story or finish the season story with this last episode that's coming up. So, the feeling, I think, throughout everybody, but certainly I'll just speak for myself, is that so long as the story ends, whenever it ends, I think everybody would be satisfied with that. But it doesn't, it's not like, work isn't like, oh God, it's today the day.
Going back to the comic, what are some of your influences? Like, what were your favorite comics growing up?
I was it depends on what phase of my life, but I was a sort of a teenage Green Lantern fan, and then late teenage, early teenage or maybe preteen Green Lantern fan, and then started to get, into the Frank Miller comics as I got a little bit older, and then the Sandman series. It just is, Actually, I shouldn't admit this because I'll never live it down. It was my little sister who turned me on to the Sandman series.
Oh, really?
It's embarrassing. It's not the way that's supposed to go.
What about TV? What kind of TV did you enjoy watching and still enjoy watching?
The X-Files was sort of my show growing up. X-Files, The Simpsons, Law and Order. For some reason, I watched a lot of Law and Order. And weirdly, the O.J. Simpson trial. O.J. Simpson and Jon Stewart got me kicked out of high school because I would stay up late to watch the old Jon Stewart show when it was just called the Jon Stewart Show, which I don't know why, but it was syndicated and it was only on at 1:30. And then I'd be so tired when I woke up, I'd blow off my first couple classes and watch the O.J. trial. O.J. Simpson ruined my education.
Can you talk a little bit about where things are going now with Peter and stuff? Without giving away too much. What we're going to see in the next few episodes?
Sort of, in a very Fringian fashion. There's, yes, but the thing that I really can't talk about, which is the framing device for the beginning of the next 8 episodes, is what's revealed at the end of this next episode. And that, once that shoe drops or domino falls, however you want to describe it, then everything else starts to fall into place to get us towards deeper into the mythology, but also into this sort of end game, whether or not it's going to be the grand finale or whether it's just going to be we've really deeply introduced all of these things about the observers. We have Jones back, that all of those things, those storylines that have been playing out for the whole season, we're now getting into that finale sequence. And so the shoe that drops this week launches us into. It answers a big question that frees the characters up to sort of move into the final stage of the season. But I can't tell you what happens.
John made an interesting statement. He said that he wants the show to go another season because he feels the Fringe is this close. He did this close to be probably the best science fiction show ever. What do you feel?
He said up at the top.
What did he say?
Yeah,
up at the top. Let me rephrase that. Up at the top. This close to being up on the top.
Yeah, I'm happy to aim for best ever. I will always have a soft spot for the X-Files, and you know, but the thing is, science fiction. I don't know. It's even within the genre. Is it really apples to apples? Because you know, what's our story about? Our story is about it really, I think now, is about a woman trying to come to understand herself. Right? This has been Olivia's journey. What happens? I mean, in an odd way, it's sort of like a metaphor for puberty. She opens Pandora's box. Well, seriously, at the beginning of the first episode, she literally says, "I've opened Pandora's box," which is not exactly a subtle Freudian reference. So, and then we've gone for 4 years of her, and literally through having her bas relief in Bolivia, getting to know herself over the course of these 4 years. Well, that's not the X-Files story at all, and I will forever love the X-Files story. But you know, that's a story of lost love and a torn family, and a man reconciling himself to loss. Can one possibly be better since they're not the same thing? I don't know. I'm happy that he thinks we're almost there, but I have a hard time nominating us just quite yet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.